Alright everyone, it's that time that you have all been waiting for, fairy tale spoilers, but not only for one singular chapter, seeing as this week we're actually receiving two separate chapters, Fairy Tale Chapter 522 and Fairy Tale Chapter 523. Yes, two separate Fairy Tale chapters, and I'm not going to lie, as far as the series of Fairy Tale goes, these chapters are going to be pretty good. Now in the description of this video, I'll actually have a link to the webpage where you can all look at the spoilers for yourselves and whatnot, seeing as I'm going to be mainly just summarizing it for the most part, and I'm not going to look at all of the content. So if you want to see all the content that we have as far as spoilers, be sure to check out the description below. One of the biggest takeaways from these spoilers, yes, one of the biggest takeaways is the fact that the long-awaited return of the big man, the strongest man in the Fairy Tale universe, has made his return, and oh boy, it is absolutely amazing. Of course, I'm referring to ACNOLOGIA, the man who was cast away during the Universe 1 effect, and with the reversion, we see him actually coming back. We actually see him show up in his human form, and he just straight up says, "I'm bored." Like, if those aren't just some hilarious motives and hilarious first words to make a return in this war, I don't know what is. But not only that, it looks as if he's near Wendy and ERZA as well, and he's going to be taking his stance against Wendy as she is one of the Dragon Slayers. And continuing on, we see a continuation from chapter 521 of August versus Gildarts, with Gildarts using his crash magic. And although it may be hard to say, I do believe that we may see August come out on top of this fight. During what I'm assuming is chapter 523, we actually see after ACNOLOGIA that August has returned to his pre-crash magic form, pre-Gildarts using crash magic on him. Now, I'm not too sure what this means. Maybe he just, assembled himself or something like that. I don't know. However, I've heard rumors that August actually beat Gildarts, at least for the time being. And by far one of the most hyped up things throughout this entire arc has came down to these two chapters right here, and that is the fact that Gray was going up against Seraph within these spoilers. And then chapter 522, with it being entitled Gray's Trump Card, it quite literally lit the entire community on flames. And from the get-go, a lot of people were assuming that this trump card that Gray has was Ice Shell, and for the most part, that is right. However, it seems to be a more advanced version of Ice Shell, and we actually see Gray using this on Seraph during these spoilers. However, we actually do see a repeat of what we've seen every single time that Gray's attempted to use Ice Shell. Yes, every single time within the story of Fairy Tale, with Natsu actually coming in and stopping him from using Ice Shell, and in return taking his life. Now from here, I do believe this fight will actually turn into Natsu versus Seraph, which is really cool as well. But yeah, for the most part, I'm really excited for Natsu, Seraph, and ACNOLOGIA stuff. I feel as if it's outweighing the Gildarts versus August fight at this current point in time, but nevertheless, this chapter 524 is entitled The Black Future. As well, I want to mention that we have an absolutely amazingly huge announcement for Fairy Tale Dragon Cry, the second Fairy Tale movie, with an actual announcement as far as the date of release. Now, I'm not able to actually speak Japanese, which is pretty obvious, and the website where the announcement actually takes place is in complete Japanese. However, it's looking like we're going to see a release sometime in May, so that's really cool. Nevertheless, that's all I have for this week's spoilers. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Peace.